Hello students. Today in this session of ours we are going to study chapter number 1, the sentence. Now before moving what is a sentence, you should know that sentence is framed with so many things like words, phrases. These all things compacted together makes a sentence. So let's understand first what is a word. A word is a group of letters. There are 26 letters in English alphabets, A to Z, A, B, C, D, right? So 26 letters, a group of 26 letters, or there are 26 letters, a group of few letters makes a word, and there is a meaning to a word also. Phrase. Phrase is a group of words compacted together in an arranged manner so that it could explain some meaning, not full meaning but some meaning. And now coming back to sentence. Sentence is a group of words arranged properly that which comes with a complete meaning. So let's write about the definition of a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. Now, a sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. Remember this, a group of words, complete sense. It doesn't matter that a group of words has put in together and it will be a sentence. No. It should be a group of words, that is the first condition. Second condition is that it should come up with a complete meaning. There should be a meaning of those group of words. What you are going to convey. Like right now I'm speaking something, I am speaking a group of words which are properly arranged so that you can understand the meaning. That's why whatever I am saying, they will be known as a sentence, right? So let's start the conditions to be a sentence. What are the conditions a group of words should satisfy to be a sentence? So, the first condition is that it should be a sentence should be a group of words. Fine. Acceptable. Second, should make a complete sense. Complete sense. That is also fine, right? Third condition. Now the third condition is that a sentence should start with a capital letter. A sentence should always starts with a capital letter. Fourth, it should end with full stop, question mark, or exclamation mark. So these are the 4 conditions a sentence must satisfy. That is group of words, complete sense, it should start with a capital letter, it should end with a full stop, question mark or a exclamation mark. Now I will give you few examples and you have to tell me whether they are sentences or not, so that you can also understand whether these and while analyzing those examples, you have to keep these 4 conditions in your mind. First, it should be a group of words. Second, it should make a complete sense. It should start with a capital letter, necessary, and it should end with either a full stop, question mark or a exclamation mark. If I say these are the examples we are doing in the pond. Now, if I ask, it is a sentence, is it a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. It is not starting with a capital letter. It is not ending with a full stop. It is a group of words but doesn't convey a complete sense. So it is not a sentence. Right? Now let's take some more examples, like is going Raj is going to market. Is going Raj market too? Now again, it is not starting with a capital letter, it is not ending with a full stop, exclamation mark or question mark. It is group of words but not arranged properly and hence not giving a complete sense. So it is also not a sentence. Raj is going for swimming. Now, it is not starting with a capital letter, it is not ending with full stop, exclamation mark or question mark. It is arranged properly, it is a group of words which is arranged properly giving a full meaning, but one condition is not satisfied, 2 conditions are not satisfied. Capital letter in the starting and full stop or question mark or exclamation mark in the end. So it will also not be a sentence. Raj is going to buy fruits. Now, here you can say all the conditions are satisfied. It is starting with a capital letter. It is ending with a full stop. It is a group of words which is arranged properly, and it is giving a full meaning. It makes a complete sense. So that's why we can call it is a sentence, right? A group of words that makes a complete sense starting with a capital letter, ending with a full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. Now we are going to do a small exercise based upon whatever we have learned till now. Now let's do a small exercise. Arranged the jumbled words to make a meaningful sentence. So the first one is, here comes it is. Kind girl is she. Now here it is not arranged properly, you have to arrange it properly. Kind girl is she. She is, you can add one more word here, a. Kind a girl is she. She, first of all you will write she, start with a capital letter, is a kind girl, kind girl, and end it with a full stop. Start with a capital letter, end it with a full stop. Second statement, one more statement, this is a practice exercise, all right? A good student Rahul is. Now here, what can be the answer? A good student Rahul is. Please try to guess the answer. What can be the proper statement we can make from these jumbled words? Rahul, start with a capital letter. Always start a new sentence with a capital letter. Rahul is a good student. Clear? Let's do another example, one more example. My I lunch ate. My I lunch ate. Very easy, only 4 words to be arranged. What can be the answer? I ate my lunch. But you have to start with a capital letter. I ate my lunch. I hope it is clear to you, right? Sentence number 4. It is a practice exercise. Sentence number 4. Sun, the yellow is. What could be the answer? Only 4 words. Sun, the yellow is. The, T capital. Sun is yellow. And with a full stop. Right? One last statement for practice. Has for Rima has. Has for Rima pens. Has for Rima pens. Rima has 4 pens. I hope This kind of exercise is clear to you. Further, in your book also we are going to do such kind of exercises. Alright. So let's move upon our another topic, parts of sentence. Till now we have studied what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words which is arranged properly and makes a complete sense. Now we are going to study parts of sentence. Now students, we are going to study about parts of sentence. See, the sentence is divided into two parts. The first part is known as subject. And the second part is known as the predicate. Now, both things are really very easy to understand. So, first part, subject. What is a subject? Subject is that part of sentence about which we are talking about, the main topic of the sentence, right? And predicate is the part of the sentence which tells about the subject. To be clear with more, the more things, we will also do some of the examples, but let us understand more about subject. Subject, again I am telling you, it is that part of the sentence which is the main topic of the sentence. That means the doer of the sentence, who is doing work in the sentence, yeah, about which we are talking. For example, first it is the doer, yeah, who does action, who does action, or you can say about what we are talking about, what we are talking about. So it will always answers two questions, that is who and what, right? Who and what, who is doing the work and what we are talking about, किसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. Predicate. Predicate, you can say whatever we are speaking about the subject is known as predicate. Is known as predicate. Now let's take few examples to be more clear with these things which we have studied, what is a subject and what is a predicate. Let's take an example. The cat is drinking milk. The cat is drinking milk. Now in this sentence, if you observe the sentence carefully, first of all take out the verb from the sentence. What is the verb? Verb means action word, from which you can tell about that some action is going on, some work is going on. From which word you can say work is going on? Drinking, right? Drinking. Now here, who is drinking? Who is drinking? Who is doing the work? cat. So the cat will be subject. Cat is doing the work. All right? And the rest of the sentence is drinking milk will be the predicate. We are stating something about the cat. हम cat के बारे में कुछ बोल रहे हैं. We are stating something about the cat. क्या कर रही है cat? What the cat is doing? Is drinking milk. This is the predicate. Right? So let's move upon some more examples so that the things become more clear. The king is very brave and so let's do one more example. The king is very brave and attractive. Now here, in this example, the king, which is the, who is brave and attractive? The king. So it will be the subject. It will be the subject. The king, who is attractive and brave? The king is very attractive and brave, so it will be the subject. We are talking about the king over here. And is very brave and attractive will be the predicate. I hope this is clear to you all. Now let's move upon some of the points one should keep in mind while making out what is a subject and what is a predicate. Now I will write few more examples on the blackboard, on the board, and I will tell you that there are few myths about subject and predicate which you should not keep in your mind. First, like I told you, I like to read books. If you say I like to read books. Now here, in this sentence, I like to read books, here I am talking about myself. So, I will be the subject and the rest of sentence will be the predicate. That is very clear, fine. Taking some more examples. Girls are playing in garden. Girls are playing in garden. So, what we are talking about? Girls, and the rest part will be the predicate. So, this is subject and this is, the rest part will be predicate. Here, by seeing these two examples, some of the children ask question ki ma'am, the first word will be the subject and subject is always of only one word. No, it is wrong. Subject is not comprises of only one word. It can be more than one word. For example, the birds are chirping. The birds are chirping. Here we are talking about the birds, and it's of two words. The birds. It is of two words. Are chirping. The rest part is predicate. So here you can see subject is not of only one word, it is of two words, and are chirping is predicate. Taking one more example. The students of class 5 of class 5th went on picnic yesterday. Now here in this sentence you can see what we are talking. The students of class 5. The students of class 5. So this from here to here, it will be subject. The students of class 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 words together made a single subject. Right? Subject of the sentence. 5 words, not one word or two words, but 5 words. So here the thinking that key subject has to be only of one word is totally proved wrong. That subject can be of more than one or two words. Right? And the rest part will be the predicate. I hope this point is clear to you all, that the subject need not to be necessary of one or two words, it can be more than one or two words. The next thing I want to tell you is that the place of the subject. It is not necessary, children, that the subject will come in the starting of the sentence only. Like these examples. In these examples you can see the subject is in the starting only. Yes, it is right. It is right to say that usually it comes in the starting of the sentence, but not always. There are few cases, there are few sentences like in which subject can come in the middle of the sentence or in the end of the sentence as well. Sometimes predicate comes first and subject comes later on. Sometimes usually subject comes first and predicate follows it. And in some certain cases predicate comes first and subject follows it. I will give you a short example of it. We will not go in much detail of it. I will give you just one example so that the myths about subject and predicates can get clear to you all. We will not study it in more detail. The only thing is that you should know how to make out the subject from the sentence and predicate from the sentence. The main thing which you should remember is that only. Subject, the topic of the sentence we are talking about. Always remember this, and it should always answer the question who and what. Alright. Just an example I want to quote here. Across the river there lived a lion. Now here, read the sentence carefully. Across the river there lived a lion. Who lived? Who lived? Verb is lived. Who lived? Lion. So the lion will be the subject. We are talking about lion. Who lived across the river? Lion. So across the river there lived will be the predicate. Now here you saw that the predicate came first and the subject followed it. So the myth is, here also the myth is proved wrong, that subject need not to be necessary come first on the first place and predicate has to be come at the last. In certain cases there can be a different situation. I hope this is clear to you all. Now we are going to do a sample exercise based upon subject and predicate, in which you have to make out what is the subject of the sentence and what is the predicate of the sentence. Let's do a simple exercise. Circle the subject and underline the predicate. I am going to write few sentences over here and we have to make out what is the subject and what is the predicate. We have to circle the subject and underline the rest of the predicate. So the first sentence, here it comes. My mother cooks delicious food. My mother cooks delicious food. Who cooks? My mother. So my mother will be the subject and the rest of the sentence, cooks delicious food, will be predicate. Second sentence. The dog is barking in the dark night. Here, the dog is barking in the dark night. Who is barking? The dog. So the dog will be subject. And the rest of the sentence, is barking in the night, is barking in the dark night, will be the predicate. Let's do one more statement and it will be more clear to you all. The weather is hot and sunny. The weather is hot and sunny. So what we are talking about here? Who is hot and sunny? The weather. So the weather will be subject. Is hot and sunny will be the predicate. So I hope I have made myself very clear with the topic, what is a sentence and what is a subject and predicate. So let's revise once again. A sentence is a group of words which makes a complete sense. What are the conditions to be a complete sentence? It should be a group of words, it should make a complete sense, it should always start with a capital letter, it should always end with a full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. Right? Now, coming to parts of sentence. There are two parts of sentence. The sentence is divided into two parts and these two parts are subject and predicate. Now, what is the subject? Subject is the topic of the sentence which we are talking about. And what is a predicate? Whatever we are speaking about the topic, about the subject in the sentence, that will be known as predicate. The subject always answers the question what and who. I hope these topics are very clear along with the exercises. Do practice it at home. Thank you and have a nice day.